starts right now.
Coming up tonight at 11 on 11, an update on the war in Ukraine, where over 150,000 have already fled the country, now bracing for another attack by Russian troops. And is the city of Providence seeing an economic impact from a local sports team's success? We'll have how that could be possible. Also in coronavirus coverage coming up tonight, mask, no mask, what the latest guidance from the CDC says, depending on where you live. We'll get to all those stories in a moment, but first tonight, exploring economic impacts of Providence College's success on area bars and restaurants. Thank you for watching ABC 6 News 11 at 11. I'm Emmeline Reed. Tonight, we're learning how the team doing well is boosting businesses. ABC 6 News reporter Hector Molina is live at the Dunkin' Donuts Center tonight. Hector.
Well, Emily, team and the entire city as the Friars have clinched their first On Saturday night, Friar Town took over Providence. The Providence College men's basketball team is having one of their best seasons ever. And tonight, they have the chance of clinching their first regular season Big East crown in history. With a lot at stake, excitement is filling the air in downtown Providence.
Friends are coming back from all over the kind of northeast area, and so we're just wanting to see the Friars. I think everyone's excited, all the current students, obviously, and then a lot of past students who didn't get to go to a lot of the games the last couple of years are all back and trying to kind of contribute as well. So it's a lot
busy in the city right now. Everyone's come to watch the game, but they have a great atmosphere, and we came for the bar and to watch the game with all of our friends. They're all here.
Blake's Tavern was filled with PC fans looking to be a part of history tonight at the Dunk. ABC 6 spoke with a server at Blake's who said the Friars have brought in big business at the tavern.
We got here at like 3:30 and it just like flooded in and it hasn't stopped. We have more reservations tonight after they get out. Just like Wednesday night's game when they went into OT for three times, like it was crazy. We didn't get out of here till 2 in the morning.
And while it's been a great season thus far with March Madness around the corner, fans are hoping the Friars' run is far from over.
The way they've been performing this season, I didn't think they'd be as good as they are this season, but now that they're this good, it's amazing.
Thank you, Hector. Turning now to news out of Coventry. A local man missing, last seen by his family over a week ago. Police are now asking for the public's help to find him. The man on your screen is 42-year-old Jeffrey Carrero. The department describes him as a white male with short brown hair, 6'1" and 185 pounds. Police have been investigating since Wednesday. Anyone who believes they have seen Carrero since that time are being asked to come forward. And a tractor trailer plunging into the Charles River in Weston just after noon earlier today, sending one man to the hospital. Police say the truck that had been carrying mail veered off the embankment near an exit from I-95 to the Mass Turnpike, going headfirst into the Charles River. The driver, who could not swim, was standing on top of the truck when first responders arrived from the Weston Fire Department. That driver was taken to Brigham and Women's Hospital and is now recovering. And a brewery taking a maple bacon beer recipe to raise funds for one of their own in the industry. After Anawan Brewing in Rehoboth was destroyed by a fire, neighbors at Smug Brewing Company stepped up to help. ABC 6 News reporter Dominique Turner tells us how.
After 5 years of building and opening Anawan Brewing Company, the building burned to the ground early in the morning 2 weeks ago. What took a company 5 years to build was completely destroyed in less than 5 hours. Now other brewers in southern New England are stepping up in hopes of helping one of their own. Rob DeRosa owns Smug Brewery in Pawtucket. This Saturday, he decided to fundraise on Anawan Brewing Company's behalf.
As an owner myself, I was really devastated for them. We immediately knew we wanted to do something.
DeRosa tells ABC 6 News, starting in the afternoon through closing time, 100% of donations, as well as money raised from their maple bacon-infused cast, will go towards the suffering brewery.
I mean, we're a tight-knit community when it comes to the brewing process. We're all the brewery owners and brewers and everything like that.
Smug Brewery filled with excited patrons on Saturday, all trying the maple-infused beer and leaving donations to help support.
People love to see people do good things, especially in this day and age where everything is bad. It's fun and it feels good to do something good. So we're glad a lot of people are out to do good for the community and help out people in need.
The Anwan Brewing Company is accepting donations online through GoFundMe. To find that link, head to our website at abc6.com. Reporting in the newsroom, I'm Dominique Turner, ABC6 News.
Now let's get a check on the forecast. This week was an absolute roller coaster. I thought it was spring, then there's snow again. Just classic New England weather behavior. ABC6 Storm Tracker meteorologist Tim Studebaker joins us live in the Weather Center. What is in store for this week, Tim?
Well, we're kind of quieting down at this point. We saw a lot of sunshine out there today and chilly temperatures, and that's sort of the theme moving forward for the next couple of days, although it won't be quite as cold tomorrow. Highs from today, we only made it into the low to mid 30s across southern New England. That's a good 10 or so degrees below the average for this time of year, so it was a chilly one. And temperatures now still on the cold side. We're mostly in the low to mid 20s at this point. 26 this hour in Providence, 25 in New Bedford, Taunton at 26 and 22 in Smithfield. Winds are relatively light, just about 5 or 6 miles per hour, so that's not a huge concern for us. For the rest of the night tonight, mainly clear conditions. Temperatures dropping down to about 20 degrees overnight. It's on the chilly side, but not unexpected this time of year. Southwest winds 5 to 10. For tomorrow, we're mostly sunny and not quite as cold as today. Temperatures making it into the mid 40s, which is about the average for this time of year, but there will be a blustery southwest wind at about 15 to 30 miles per hour. Not too much going on the 7-day forecast, but a colder day on Monday. We'll talk about all that coming up. Back over to you.
Thanks for that update, Tim. In world political news tonight, Russian troops are closing in on the capital of Ukraine, the city facing a potential siege. For now, Ukrainian troops are holding their ground. This comes as the White House announces the latest sanctions against Russia, joining international allies in banning some Russian banks from the SWIFT global payments network. ABC's M. Nugent has the latest from Washington.
A wartime city as Ukrainian soldiers brace for another Russian assault on the capital. U.S. defense officials say Russian leader Vladimir Putin is staging military forces about 20 miles outside Kyiv, though it's believed some Russian forces are disoriented, not anticipating the mission would be this difficult. Ukrainian President Zelensky standing his ground in central Kyiv, saying, "We know we are defending our country, our land, and our children's futures." Ukrainian men and women heeding the call for help, taking up arms to fight against Russian troops. The Ukrainian military handing out 18,000 weapons to volunteers. USA, help Ukraine! Across the globe, protests calling on Russia to cease fire. This as the White House announces new sanctions against Russia. The U.S. joining the European Commission, France, Germany, Italy, the United Kingdom, and Canada in banning some Russian banks from the SWIFT global payments network. And the U.S. and other countries reinforcing Ukrainian defense. Germany dropping its historic position to not send lethal military aid to conflict zones, now providing 1,000 anti-tank weapons and 500 Stinger missiles. Kyiv residents are under curfew, urged to stay inside until Monday morning. Other civilians trying to flee the country are met with traffic jams, sometimes up to 40 hours long. M. Wynn, ABC News, Washington.
Today, rallies took place all over the country to protest that ongoing war in Ukraine. Here in Rhode Island, residents showed their own support. ABC6 News spoke to those gathered outside the State House today on why they say they are standing in solidarity.
When you think about what's happening there, you think it's so far away, but it's just, there's kids there, it's just people there that are being attacked and shelled by Russia.
We're here to support the Ukrainian people, and I want to see as many Rhode Islanders as possible who are going to come out and show the world that.
Those we spoke with today say they plan on doing more protests as the war continues. Now turning to our continuing coverage of the coronavirus, new guidelines for masking coming down again from the CDC, saying those living in low to moderate risk areas can kiss the mask goodbye. But for high-risk areas, it's a different story. Health experts agreeing on one thing for certain, giving a break from wearing them is a step in the right direction. Here's ABC's Zareen Shah with the details.
New guidance from the CDC on masking. The latest metrics suggest more than 70% of Americans, including school children, are now in communities at low or medium risk and can consider removing their masks.
We want to give people a break from things like mask wearing when our levels are low. and then have the ability to reach for them again should things get worse in the future.
Under the old guidelines, the CDC focused primarily on case numbers, but the new framework factors in COVID hospitalizations and hospital capacity to determine areas at low, medium, or high risks.
I think this is taking us forward with a new direction going into the pandemic, but we're still focusing on safety. We're still focusing on preventing death and illness.
In the coming days, 5 states, along with Washington, D.C., are expected to lose those indoor mask mandates. Chicago doing away with some restrictions beginning Monday.
We're seeing ourselves on a downward slope of this Omicron surge.
Health experts agree with the CDC's new guidance, but caution masks may return in the future.
I would like to see the most masking when we really need it, when there's another wave of COVID, potentially, next fall. So after Thanksgiving of 2022, it's very likely that we'll need to ask people to put their masks back on.
The CDC also saying it is now safe for schools to drop masking except in high-risk areas. But with children under 5 still not eligible for the vaccine, some parents are worried.
I think it's good for the kids, but at the same time, I'm just concerned about their immunity.
As for public transportation, masks must still be worn, at least through March 18th. But the CDC is reviewing those requirements. Zorain Shah, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Coming up after the break, a deadly shooting at a hookah lounge in Las Vegas left 13 people injured and 1 person dead. How police believe the violence started. And an officer killed during a traffic stop in California. What we are learning tonight about that shooting in Salinas. We'll have those stories and more coming up after the break.
With Volkswagen, any choice is a smart choice. More vehicles are arriving all the time. Visit your Volkswagen dealer today to learn more about the joyful 2022 Taos. Limited inventory available.
We've been working with Bridget at Jordan's for a while now. You know what's really interesting? Our customers are just so surprised Bridget didn't recommend just the most expensive mattress. That's because she recommends a series of mattresses that'll fit you at different prices. Bridget doesn't even have or know the prices. All Bridget does is match you to the right type of mattress for your profile, so you can find the right mattress in your price range. Come in and meet Bridget.
USAA is made for the safe pilots, like Matt, who can come to a stop with barely a bobble. With USAA Safe Pilot, when you drive safe, you can save up to 30% on your auto insurance. USAA, what you're made of, we're made for. Get a quote today.
Hello, AAA, your home for everything insurance, including auto insurance, home and renters insurance, small business insurance, and more. This is Pam. How can I help you find the best coverage and price today? Sure, I can help you with that.
With the DIBS mobile marketplace, finding construction projects and materials is quick, easy, and reliable. Scroll through projects in your area, filter through projects by location, budget, or materials. Bidders can view projects and place bids with an estimate of how long it will take and how much it will cost. Simultaneously, the poster will receive each bid and can select who is the best fit. Claim dibs on your next project today.
With Volkswagen, any choice is a smart choice. More vehicles are arriving all the time. Visit your Volkswagen dealer today to learn more about the versatile 2022 Tiguan. Limited inventory available.
Welcome back to ABC 6 News. 11 at 11, 1 person dead and 13 injured in a shooting at a Las Vegas hookah lounge this morning. Investigators believe there were 2 shooters involved in that incident that fled the scene. Las Vegas police believe the incident began after an altercation during a party inside the lounge. Police do not believe that there is a threat to the public. And a police officer in Salinas, California, shot and killed last night while making a traffic stop. The suspect who killed Officer Jorge Alvarado Jr. was arrested and brought to custody. According to the Salinas mayor, Kimberly Craig, that's the first time an officer has been killed in the line of duty in 80 years. Now let's turn to meteorologist Tim Studebaker in the Weather Center. Tim, what are we looking at this week? Spring vibes, snow shovels, what's happening in New England?